Now for the disassembly of the machine. The first thing you're going to want to do is shut off the main power. Okay, and there are two air inlets to this machine. The first air inlet is right here, which is to the MAC valve, which controls the air cylinders on the machine. The second air inlet is up behind your dust collector, up in this area, up here, and that controls the air pulse for the dust collector system. The air inlet to the pulse for the dust collector. Now I'm going to remove the dribble hoses. Now the hose connecting the dust collector to the elevator section I'm going to remove. Now I'm going to remove the low level proc switch. This switch controls the blue light on your control panel, which tells you that you are low on abrasive. So I'm just going to take this and put it up on the top of the machine. Now I'm going to disconnect the abrasive feed hoses from the hopper. And that's done by these two bolts and these two bolts, and the hoses will be free from the top section. After I've disconnected the bolts, I'm going to remove the airline hoses from the cylinders. I've marked the hoses and the cylinders accordingly with 1 and 1, 2 and 2, 3 and 3, 4 and 4. So all you do is remove the hoses. Okay. Now remove the hose clamp, loosen up the hose clamp. So I can remove the abrasive hose. Pull the hose towards you. Lift it out of there. Now to start the removal of the elevator belt from the abrasive reclaim system, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a mark right up here at the top so that you can readjust the elevator belt to the same position. The elevator belt is adjusted by this, and there's also one on the other side, which I will show you. Now I'm going to mark this side. That way, when you bring your adjustments back up to your elevator, you can bring them back up to the same position, and it'll make it much easier. Now I'm going to lower the elevator belt tensioning rod. First thing you have to do is loosen up these 4 bolts, which allow it to slide down. Get these loose. You can then loosen up the upper bolt here, and this bolt here. And as you loosen this, your elevator belt will begin to drop. Now you also have to do this to the other side too. As I do this to the other side, the whole wheel will drop. I'm just going to loosen up the bolts on this side, as I did the other side. tensioning rod. See, as I loosen this one up, the whole wheel will drop. Now to remove the elevator belt, I'm going to take it out through this lower section. But as you see, to put it back in, you're probably better off going in through the top. Okay, this is where the elevator belt is spliced. Okay, as you can see, I'm going to remove these 5 nuts and disassemble the elevator belt. Now that all the nuts are removed, you can separate the belt. And it's free. Then what I'm going to start to do is remove the belt by peeling it out this section. I'm going to put the elevator belt back into the elevator section. You will probably be better off to open up this hatch and lower the elevator belt into the top. When you're putting the elevator belt back in, it might be to your advantage to remove these nuts and remove this plate here, and give you full access to the elevator section, which might make it easier to put the belt back in. Now I'm going to remove the electrical wiring from the 2 motors up on the elevator section. I've marked them all, the wires 1 through 6, and the wires match up 1 to 1, 2 to 2, and so forth. I rigged the top section of the elevator up through the adjusting rods for the elevator section and up to the crane at this time before I remove the bolts. After you've rigged up the top section, I'm now going to remove the 4 bolts from this side of the elevator section, and there's also 4 bolts on that side. After they're all removed, I will then lift off the top section. All of your miscellaneous parts have been put inside the machine. So just so you know where they're at.